Welcome to my part 2 video of the John Bonham stutter fill. Okay, of the part 1 video, which I put out the other day. The link to that video is just below. If you want to click on it, you'll see it in the description. And also to put one of these things up here now that you'll see. You can click on that and you can see part 1. But now we're in part 2. Now the genesis sort of, or the main thing that main song or where this fill is sort of really, you hear Bonham cranking it out, is in something that most people refer to as the Rare Lost Led Zeppelin song. So on Google or in YouTube, you can type in Rare Lost Led Zeppelin song, 1974 maybe. You'll see this come on, okay? And then you can hear it. So there, I'll put a link to that below. And then also one of the bubbles, hopefully here now, you'll see it. And then also 3, before I start here, I also have a tutorial slash lesson on what Bonham does in the Rare Led Zeppelin song, or what I call the OUTAKE jam. That's what I've always called it. So again, so that link will be below. So there's 3 links below. Number 1, the first video I did this for the stutter fill, followed by the OUTAKE jam slash Rare Lost song where you hear Bonham really do it. And the third one below then is my tutorial specifically for the stutter fill as it relates to the OUTAKE jam Rare Lost song. And you saw the thingies. So anyway, so here we are now. Remember, the stutter fill is this, it's just a triplet fill. But instead of going, we go, it's the same triplet time thing. It takes up the same amount of time and it's the same triplet thing, but we're doing it. The paradigm I want to get everybody to is this. Okay? Remember, all we're doing is we're hitting different surfaces. Instead of going around, we're going, you know what I mean? So we're essentially usually hitting the hi-hat, the snare, and the bass drum in some combination or another. Okay? So, what I want us to do now, so here's some exercises we're going to do. And I mentioned this in the first song, but the first video is this. So go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and slower. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay? So everybody kind of got that? Now we got to kind of start here. There's some people that are a little more advanced and less advanced and stuff. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's basic like Ted Reed, like syncopation stuff. Remember, you'd be like, so it's that type of thing, except that it's if you were to pull the left hand out there, you just leave the right in. That's what this is, okay? So okay? So practice that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add another bass drum note for now. We're going to go, there's a lot of ways to approach this, but we're going to do it this way. So becomes this. Okay? Now we're going to add more snare notes. So what I'm going to do now is, let me get my left hand out for now. We're going to go like this. So we left it off just playing one-handed as this. But what we're going to do is we're going to then alternate snare and hi-hat with the first note starting on the snare. So now we're going to this. Okay, so what we can do is then bring in the left hand in. And it's good to practice that with the right hand as you did. But now we can go. Okay, so real slow. 1 and 2 and a. One and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Now the cool thing now, of course, we have slow it down technology on YouTube now, so you can slow that down and check it out, loop it over. Any of these exercises of this or anything, you can loop and watch slowly, which is really cool now. Sounds kind of cool, though, because it's like... All right, so we left it there, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to add now, on top of that, we have the snares in that cool part, adding in the bass, the rest of the bass drum notes, okay? So... we're going to add this in. And once we get that down with the one hand, you're right there. Okay, then we're just going to bring the left hand back in. But so then what happens there is, so let me count it out while I do that. Boy, I hope I can do this slow while I talk at the same time. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Okay? It takes a little time. Remember, because literally what's going on between the hands is this. And there's no like, it's not swung, it's straight. It's dun 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 dun. It's like that Creedence tune. Okay, in the nature of it in and of itself. So what happens there at the very end is because of the nature of the accents, what we want is at the very, when it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, we want that to be the bass drum, not the snare. We don't want it to go. You know what I mean? We want to go. Okay? So, keeping that left arm out, which I should do anyway because my left arm is terrible. So do you hear that? We're hitting that last. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, that's it slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. So now we bring in the left hand, left arm in my case. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. See, remember this is the goal now where we want to be at. But what I'm doing is instead of the right hand then instead of going like this, it's just going to play that 3 and 4 and on the hat. It's going to then revert back to doing all those on the hat, while the snare with the left hand will be the left hand will perform the function of hitting the 1 and 2 and okay? Without those other bass drums, but with the bass drums. And again, what happens here, look up too, look in the link below, I put the Bonham engine. I came up with the name the Bonham engine, but the concept a lot of drummers do. But it's essentially where your right foot and your left arm hit at the same time, and your right arm and your left foot hit at the same time. That's what's happening here. There's a lot of that going on. When we're going, our right arm and our right foot are alternating. Okay? And a really good thing to practice is really that bass drum into the downbeat. That's really important. So then the final result is hang on, you know what? My this always gets, I don't know why this gets loose every time. It usually doesn't affect, but it does today for some reason. It just kind of makes the pedal feel like it skips beats. Oh, there we go. And that's a great thing just to loop, just to practice, okay? So thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please subscribe to my Bonzolium channel. I have over 750 videos now, most of them dedicated to Led Zeppelin and John Bonham. I also have a lot of other drum covers and stuff too. Want to send me any emails about any gear you want to get or any vintage gear or anything you have, or just talk about drum stuff or Led Zeppelin, bonzolium@gmail.com. I also have Bonzolium t-shirts too floating around here. Which I can do for like $20 shipped to you if you're in the United States. If you want one, just shoot me an email, bonzolium@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out the People's Front of Zeppelin on YouTube, PFOZ. George and Pete and Ivan are killing it over there. They're playing Zeppelin. They're playing full blast just straight up on 3 different continents. George plays the drums first, ship it off to Brooklyn. Pete throws the bass on, ship it up to the Balkans. Ivan puts his guitar on, and there it is. It sounds terrific. PFOZ. Got to subscribe there. Don't forget to check out Max Riley. He put some guitar over just some drums I was fooling around on, and you can hear it. I think I called it Bonzolium's Max Friday Jam, okay? So that's it. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please do. And all my fans, as usual, I really appreciate you, and I hope you're all doing great, and maybe some of you will come in for the Chicago Drum Show in May.